Welcome dear friends and Jai Swaminarayan. In the previous class, we had discussed about the physical quantities, unit of the physical quantities, how should be the unit of the physical quantities and the different types of the physical quantities that are fundamental physical quantities, derived physical quantities and the supplementary physical quantities. So, different types of the physical quantities. First one is the fundamental physical quantities. What do you mean by the fundamental physical quantities? The physical quantities which does not depends on the any other physical quantity is called the fundamental physical quantities and their units are called the fundamental units. Second one is the derived physical quantity and third one is the supplementary physical quantity. So today we discuss about derived physical quantity and the supplementary physical quantity and their units. So first we discuss about supplementary physical quantities and their units are called the supplementary units. So there are two supplementary physical quantities are there in the physics and their units are called the supplementary units. First one is the plane angle. Plane angle is a normally angle. What is the plane angle? The plane angle is divided by the ratio of the length of arc to the radius. We were discussed in the chapter number 0. So plane angle is defined as the ratio of the length of the arc and radius of the circle, right? So here the length of the arc is here A to B is the length of the arc and radius of the circle is a r, right? So what is the unit of this plane angle? The SI unit of the plane angle is a radian and its a symbol is a RAD. This RAD is the symbol of the plane angle. So the supplementary unit, first supplementary unit is a radian, right? Radian is a supplementary unit of a physical quantity plane angle. So what is the 1 radian? So when the length of the arc AB and radius of the circle R both are same, right? Here the length of the arc is a R and the radius is also R. So when the length of the arc is equal to the radius of the circle, the plane angle is a 1 radian angle, right? So that is the definition of the 1 radian. So in the chapter number 0 we had derived the what is the 1 radian is equal to how many degree? 1 radian is equal to pi divided by 180 degree. So this is the first supplementary physical quantity is a plane angle and first supplementary unit is a radian, right? Second supplementary physical quantity is a solid angle. Same as a plane angle, if some area covered by the angle, right? Area divided by radius square. The solid angle is defined as the area divided by radius square, right? And their unit is a solid angle. SI unit of the solid angle is a steradian and its a symbol is a SR. SR is a symbol of the steradian. So steradian is another supplementary physical units. Another supplementary unit is a steradian, right? So solid angle, if we considering this amount of the area here cover at a angle, some angle at a radius r. So if we calculate the area and divide by radius square, we get the solid angle, right? So 1 steradian. So if the area covered by the this portion is a radius square r square, right, is the angle subtended at this point is we consider as a 1 steradian. Third supplementary physical quantity is a radioactivity, right? And the Madame Curie and Becquerel where found the radioactivity and the unit of the radioactivity is a Becquerel and Curie. So what is the radioactivity? The number of disintegration per second, right? The nucleus is disintegrated into the smaller nucleus and the number of disintegrated per unit second is called the radioactivity of the nucleus and this radioactivity were found by the Madame Curie and the Becquerel. So the unit of the radioactivity is Becquerel and Curie, or it is also second inverse is also a unit of the radioactivity. So these are the three supplementary physical quantities in the physics. Now we go towards the another type of the physical quantity, that is a derived physical quantity. The physical quantity which are derived from the fundamental physical quantities, right? You know that how many fundamental physical quantities are there? There are 7 fundamental physical quantities in the SI system of the unit, and other physical quantities are derived from these 7 fundamental physical quantities. So the physical quantities which are derived from the fundamental physical quantities is known as the derived physical quantities, and their units are called the derived units. So the physical quantities which is derived from the fundamental physical quantity is called the derived physical quantity, and their units are called the derived units. So except these 7 fundamental physical quantities and 3 supplementary physical quantities, all other physical quantities are derived physical quantities, right? So let us derive the some units of the derived physical quantities, right? For example, suppose we want to calculate the speed, right? Speed, to calculate the speed of the object, we need to calculate the distance and the time. So speed is a derived physical quantity, and which is depends on the distance and the time. So the unit of the speed is a derived unit. So what is the unit of the speed? So from this we calculate the unit of the distance is a meter, and unit of the time is a second. So the unit of the speed is a meter per second, or you can write like this, meter second inverse. So meter per second is a derived unit. Speed is a derived physical quantity, and it's a unit. Meter per second is a derived unit which is derived from the distance and the time. The unit of the speed is derived from the unit of the distance and the unit of the time. So speed, another way we can calculate the other physical quantities also, right? So let's see the some physical quantities which are derived from the supplementary physical quantity. So first one is the area. Area is the derived physical quantity, and its expression is length into the breadth, right? So what is the unit of the length? Length fundamental physical quantity. Distance, its a unit is a meter. Breadth also a distance, its a unit is a meter. So the unit of area is a meter square, right? So this area is a derived physical quantity. Second one is volume, right? How we can calculate the volume? Volume is calculated by a two formula. If we considering a length into breadth into height, or we can say that area into height. So what is the unit of the area? Unit of the area is meter square. Multiplied by height is calculated in a meter. So the unit of volume is a meter cube. So third physical quantity after volume, we can calculate the velocity. What is the formula of the velocity, or we are considered as a speed also, right? Displacement divided by time. So displacement, that is the one type of the distance. Its a unit is a meter, right? And the time unit is a second. So from that, unit of the velocity is a meter per second, or we can write a meter per second, or we can write like this, meter second inverse, right? After that, acceleration, right, is another derived physical quantity which is derived from the velocity by time. Time rate of velocity is called the acceleration. So we write a velocity divided by time. So first we write the unit of the velocity. Here the unit of the velocity is a meter per second, right, and divide by again second. So we get the meter per second square. So the unit of acceleration is a meter per second. Here this one is the rules, right? We cannot represent the unit in a double division, right? We can see after this point we can see the different rules for assigning a unit of the physical quantity, but here we cannot represent the unit of any physical quantity in a double division. We can represent a unit of the physical quantity in a single ratio. So per second is a meter per second square. Next physical quantity is a density, right? Density is denoted by mass divided by volume. Density is defined as the ratio of mass divided by volume. So unit of the mass is a kg and the unit of the volume is a meter cube. So from this the unit of the density is a kg per meter cube, or you can write kg meter raised to minus 3. Another physical quantity is a linear momentum, or you can say the simple momentum. So momentum is defined as the mass into velocity. So you know what is the unit of the mass? SI unit of the mass is a kg and SI unit of the velocity is a meter per second. So we write a kg into meter per second. That is the unit of the linear momentum. And another unit of the linear momentum is Newton into meter, right? Newton into meter is also the unit of the linear momentum. This we will study later on, right? Another physical quantity is a moment of inertia. So moment of inertia is defined as the mass into distance square. Unit of the mass is a kg and distance meter, and the square of the distance, that is a meter square. So unit of the moment of inertia is a kg into meter square. Then after we derive another physical quantity, force. You know the unit of the force is a Newton, but SI unit of the force is derived from this mass into acceleration. According to the Newton's second law, the unit of the physics, unit of the force is a mass into acceleration. Unit of mass and unit of acceleration. So unit of mass is a kg and unit of acceleration is meter per second square. So the unit of the force is a kg meter per second square, or represent a 1 Newton. So 1 Newton is equal to 1 kg meter per second square. So dear students, this way we can calculate the unit of any physical quantity. If you know the expression of this physical quantity, you can easily derive the SI unit of this physical quantity. Let's try some another physical quantities, right? So let's try some another physical quantity, right? In terms of the fundamental physical quantity. So another physical quantity is a pressure. The formula of the pressure is a force divided by area. The force is not a fundamental physical quantity, but we can express the force in terms of the fundamental physical quantity. So what is the unit of the force? The unit of the force is a Newton and unit of the area is a meter square. So the unit of pressure is a Newton per meter square, or we can represent as a Pascal. Another physical quantity is a energy. Energy, that means all the type of the energy, right? As a kinetic energy, potential energy, mechanical energy, all the type of the energy, the unit of the energy is same and the unit of the energy is equivalent to the unit of work. So what is the formula of the energy or work? It is a force into distance, right? So unit of force is a Newton and unit of the distance is a meter. So the unit of energy or work is a Newton into meter. It is a joule. By the name of the scientist, the unit of energy or work is a joule. Next physical quantity is a power. So power is defined as the work divided by time, right? So the unit of work is a joule and unit of time is a second. So the unit of power is a joule per second, or by the name of the scientist, its a unit is a watt. Another physical quantity is a impulse of force, or we can say the simple impulse. The formula of the impulse is a force into time, right? The unit of the force is a Newton and unit of the time is a second, right? We can represent the force into time. The unit of the force into Newton and unit of the time is a second, right? So unit of impulse is a Newton into second. Another physical quantity is a surface tension. Surface tension is defined as the force per length, unit length. So unit of the force is a Newton and the unit of the length is a meter. So from that the unit of the surface tension is a Newton per meter, right? Next physical quantity is a moment of force, or it is also known as a torque. Moment of force, or it is also known as a torque, right? So the formula of torque is a force into distance. The force into distance. Unit of the force is a Newton and unit of the distance is a meter. So the unit of the torque is a Newton into meter. It is the same as the unit of the energy or work. So the unit of the energy, work and the torque are a same, that is the Newton into meter, or we can represent as a joule, right? Another physical quantity is a angular velocity. Angular velocity is defined as the angular displacement divided by time, right? Angular displacement is nothing but a simple plane angle, and the unit of angle is a radian and the unit of the time is a second. So from that the unit of the angular velocity is a angular displacement divided by time. Angular displacement is a radian and time in a second. So the unit of angular velocity is a radian per second. Unit of angular acceleration. How we can derive the unit of the angular acceleration? So angular acceleration is defined as the angular velocity divided by time. So the angular velocity is radian per second, or and time is a second. So we can get the angular acceleration, unit of the angular acceleration is a radian per second square. So next one is a electric charge. Electric charge is defined as the electric current. Electric current is a fundamental physical quantity and time is also a fundamental physical quantity. So the electric charge is a derived physical quantity and electric charge is defined as the electric current multiplied by time. So its unit is ampere into second. The unit of the electric current is a ampere and the unit of the time is a second. So from that the SI unit of the electric current is a ampere into second, or by the name of the scientist its a unit is a coulomb. So this way we can calculate the all the physical quantities and their unit, and this all the physical derived physical quantities are and their units, right? We can calculate easily from the equation. So derived physical quantity can be expressed in terms of the fundamental physical quantity, and the derived units are also expressed in terms of the fundamental units. Another derived physical quantities are there, but you have to remember these physical quantities for this chapter, right? Other physical quantities you will study in the next chapter, and when the chapter is going on we derive the different units of the physical quantity. But for this chapter you must have to remember these physical quantities, their equation, expression and the unit of their physical quantity. So some other physical quantities which we will derive in the later on in the further chapters. We derive the different types of the physical quantities in the 11th 12th physics. You know there are more than 150 physical quantities are there, and these all the physical quantities are a derived physical quantity. Electrical physical quantities, magnetic physical quantities associated with the magnetic field, these all the physical quantities and their units are derived in the further in the later chapters, right? So in this chapter you have to remember these physical quantities, only these physical quantities, right? Now see we are going towards some rules assigning a different units of the physical quantity, right? There are some rules for assigning a units of the physical quantity, right? So first rules of the assigning a SI unit of the physical quantity or writing the SI unit of the physical quantity is, first rule is the unit should be represented as per the symbol of that physical quantity. So unit must be represented as per the symbol. For example, the meter is represented by a small m. We cannot write, for representing a meter we cannot write a capital M. So here the rules for writing a SI unit, first rule is that the unit should be represented as per the symbol of that unit, right? So the symbol of meter is a small m, so we write the unit of the meter only small m, we cannot write a capital M. Second one, for the kilogram, right, we represent simple kg, right? So this is the first rule for writing the SI unit. Second rule is that the symbol of all other units are write in a small letters. Always we write all the units in a small letter. There is no use of the capital letter in the symbol of SI unit. So for example, if we want to represent the meter, right, we use the small m. If we want to represent the second, we use only small s. Kilogram, kg, both the letter k and g are small. Candela, cd, its a symbol is cd, both the letter is small. So symbol of all units are represented in a small letter. That is the second rule for writing a SI unit. Third rule is there is no full stop or comma in between or at the end of the unit. In between or at the end of the unit we cannot write the full stop or a comma. For example, to represent 7 meter we write only 7 meter or only 7 m, right? Not we write 7 meter dot or 7 m dot. To represent 2 kg, right, we simple write 2 kg. Between the value and the unit we make a one space, 2 kg. We cannot write like this 2k dot g or 2kg capital, right? We cannot write like this. So third rules for writing a SI unit is that there is no full stop or comma in between or at the end of the unit. Fourth rule for writing a SI unit is the unit do not have a plural form. We cannot use a plural form to represent the unit of the physical quantity. Several kilograms can represent only kg. Several meters can be represented as a only meter. For example, 15 kg, we can write a only 15 kg. We cannot write a 15 kgs. We cannot use this s in a plural form, right? The unit cannot be used in the plural form. 20 second, we can write a simple 20 second, right? Not a 20 seconds, right? 100 meters, we can write only 100 meter. We cannot write 100 meters, right? So the fourth unit of writing a SI unit is the unit do not have a plural form. The unit cannot represented in a plural form. Only unit is represented in a singular form. Fifth rules for the writing a SI unit. If you write a unit with the name of the scientist or name of the person, right? If you write a whole the name, all the letter must be small, right? The full name of the unit always start with the small letter, right? And all the letters of the unit are a small letter. Even if the name of the person, the unit from the name of the scientist, all the unit are represented in a small letter. We cannot use the capital letter. Here to represent the unit of the force is a Newton. we can write Newton in a small letter, not N is a capital, right? Ampere, we can use all the letters small, not capital ampere, right? A is a capital, we cannot write a capital. So if we represent the unit is from the name of the scientist, and if you write whole the name of the scientist, right, all the letters are small. Next, last rules for assigning a unit or writing a SI units. If the symbol is used from the name of the scientist, if you write only first letter of the name of the scientist, it always capital. If you want to represent the Newton, right, from the first letter, the N must be capital. N must be capital. So if you write only first letter, that must be a capital. If you represent ampere for a capital A, right, we can represent ampere as a for a capital A. Why? Because we representing a unit in the form of the symbol, right? So these are the 6 rules for assigning a or writing a SI unit, or we can say the practical norm for the writing the SI unit. I just revised all the rules for writing the SI unit so that you can easily understand about the rules for writing a SI unit, right? So first rule is the unit should be represented as per the symbol of the unit, right? Meter is represented in the form of the small m, kilogram is represented in the form of the small kg, right? Second rule is the symbol or all the letters in the symbol must be written in a small letter, right? Symbol for all other units are written in a small letter. M for the meter, S for the second, kg for the kilogram, cd for the candela. All the letter we use a small letter. We cannot use a capital letter to represent the unit. Third rules is there is no full stop or comma in between or at the end of the unit. If you write a comma in between the two letters of the unit or at the end of the unit, right, the meaning will be changed, right? So fourth rule is the unit cannot write in the form of the plural form. The unit cannot have a plural form. Several kilograms, several meters can be represented in a single meter. So unit always write the unit in a singular form. Fifth rule is that if the unit is right in the or unit is from the name of the scientist, and if you want to write whole the name of the scientist, all the letters must be a small. All the letters should be a small. So Newton in that if in the writing the unit of the Newton, and not we cannot write a N capital, we cannot write a capital, right? That is the fifth rule of the writing the SI unit. And last rule for writing the SI unit is if you write only the first letter from the name of the scientist, it must be a capital, right? So to represent the Newton, we can write a capital N, right? To represent the ampere, we can write a capital A. So these are the some rules for writing the SI unit. So dear students, this point is very important for you, right? So to derive the units of the different physical quantity, how we can derive the units of the different physical quantity, and how we write the units of the different derived physical quantity, right? Because in the 11-12 physics, right, you need to derive the different physical quantities. We use the different physical quantities, we need to derive the units of the physical quantities. So this point is very important, right, for deriving a SI units of the any physical quantity and represent the derived units in terms of the fundamental units. You know that there are 7 fundamental physical quantities are there, and their units are called the fundamental units, and except these 7, all other physical quantities are a derived physical quantity. So we can express the derived units in terms of the fundamental units. So this point is very important, and it tells us the how we can derive the units of the different physical quantity from the equation. Okay.